Hello and welcome back to the A2J2 podcast, a podcast that you might notice is minus one person. Jordan, who just celebrated his 31st birthday yesterday, is currently in Miami, so he could not be with us. So instead, you're here with the three Eagles fans on the squad, which I feel like is only appropriate, being that they will hopefully be celebrating a Super Bowl championship in 24 hours' time. I am James White. I am with, in person, Andrew Hill today because we have to watch the Super Bowl together because it is tradition. And of course, I am joined from many miles away in the upcountry in Wisconsin by Austin Curtis. So we are also the only sports podcast, to my knowledge, who correctly predicted Aaron Rodgers doing drugs in a forest somewhere. So you're welcome for that. So basically, what we're going to do here, this is going to be a shorter podcast. We're preparing our emotions for what is sure to be a exhausting day tomorrow. But we're going to start out here, and we're going to talk about how we're feeling, just how we're feeling as Eagles fans about the Super Bowl. So Austin, I'm going to let you start. How are you feeling? Less than 24 hours away from kickoff.
It's not nervousness, it's anticipation I have right now. I feel excitement like boiling up, like, oh my God, there's so many things I have to get done before the game. Like, it's like Christmas almost. Like, I got to make sure the cookies are out for Santa, the beer's in the fridge. I got to make sure I got mini weenies ready to roll. You know, I'm having a Super Bowl party for one, just me in my own house. I'm invited to others, but as is tradition and as is superstition, it's sitting on a couch eating mini weenies and drinking beer while on FaceTime. So this is the way it needs to be. I just feel excited, anticipation, not nervousness at all. Like, I'm 100% confident yet.
Yeah. Well, as is tradition with me, I am always cautiously optimistic. You know, we broke it down last week, and the three of us picked the Eagles. I'm feeling as good as you possibly can. I have been barred from being with large groups of people tomorrow by my wife, which is probably a good decision.
Probably safer that way.
Probably sure. So me and Andrew will be watching it here, and she will be watching it with her family. But she was watching it with her family in 2018. So hopefully the same thing pans out. But I'm with you. We've just been trying to, I've been trying to prepare myself, going and making stops at the same places, picking up the essentials for tomorrow. Just to be prepared. Really looking forward to it. This has felt like probably the longest week that I've experienced in a very, very long time. When the day almost came to an end yesterday, I was like, oh my God, we're almost at the weekend. So I'm just glad it's here, man. I'm really glad it's here. I'm ready for kickoff to start. Tomorrow is probably going to be a very long day. We're probably going to listen to Dreams and Nightmares approximately 433 times. Just to be prepared.
Just have it on repeat.
You got to have it on repeat. I'll probably put it on the TV, pull up the Apple Music on the TV and just have it blaring through the sound bar. But just got to be prepared. So I'm looking forward to it. I know that the birds have got their minds right, and I'm ready to see them put the plan to action. Andrew, what about you?
I'm excited, like you said, and Austin as well. I'm not really nervous at all. I mean, Mahomes is going to do his thing. And he's got Travis Kelce, of course. I feel like they're going to be big for them, but I don't think it's going to be too close. I think the way we've played all year long and the way we've been playing lately, I just don't think it's going to be close. I'm comfortable. I'm excited. I'm just ready to get it going. Ready for it to start.
Absolutely. Also, getting prepared for this week, it's just been fuel to the fire all week. It seems like anytime I open up social media, you've got somebody throwing shade, whether it's the countless amounts of the 49ers players who want to have something. Even the freaking kicker has something to say. Like, why are they such losers? Like, that's the question I'm stuck with. Let's start with them. Like, have you ever seen a team so butthurt in your life?
I've never seen this kind of like acting anything. Like, it's so obscure, like how bad they're reacting to this, and like how bad the media is just feeding into it. Like, yeah, keep doing it. They know they're just getting ratings out of it, so they don't care. But it's just the Eagles are the last team to go complain about a backup quarterback having to play in a playoff situation. For 3 years in a row, we had to have a situation where our backup quarterback had to come in and do a lot of work in a playoff game. We're the last team to complain to about that.
And the Super Bowl, of course.
Yeah, Super Bowl, of course, that one worked out. Then
definitely.
Nick Foles had to take over the year after that again. And then we had Josh McCown had to come in because he got a spear to the back of Carson Wentz's helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like, oh, yeah, probably would have been a different game, but I never heard a single player come out and say anything. I never saw anything like that. What has happened this entire week and the week before. They're just real butthurt. And I've lost a lot of respect for the Niners. I used to think they were pretty cool, but
yeah,
not so
I
much.
just lost a lot of respect.
Extremely petty.
Also,
definitely.
Another gentleman who's been petty and needs to be talked about is Chris Sims, the garbage quarterback from Tampa Bay who never accumulated to anything but somehow has a job talking about quarterbacks.
No, it's not somehow. You know why? It's because his dad was a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's the only reason.
Yeah, but he was a joke.
I know. And like Chris Sims himself, his biggest claim to fame being in the NFL is the clip of him and John Gruden whenever he couldn't remember how to make a play call during a practice, let alone in a game. He's been somebody who has been a Jalen Hurts hater since Jalen took the reins as our starter. If you look back at his preseason rankings before last season, where he had him outside of the top 40. He ranked him below. That's what I was about to say. Kellen Mond, who doesn't even have a team, ranked him ahead of him, and he had won games as a starter. Came in and beat the Saints his rookie year when the Saints were a pretty good team, and proven that he was at least competent. I know that a lot of people didn't see what he's got going right now, but not top 40. It's just every time he opens his mouth, he's just spewing nonsense about the Eagles. And then he was interviewing Micah Parsons this week with the cringiest dap up I've ever seen between two individuals ever. Then they're just
he tried to throw fire onto the Flames too. He's like the two most hated people in Philly, and Micah's just like, well, I'm not really hated. And then the Philly fans all came out like, no, we don't really hate him. We just respect him. He can do good work. No, he's not hated. He's actually from here.
Yeah, he's really good at football. He just happens to play for the Cowboys. We don't hate him. Yeah. We hate you, though, Chris. You're a garbage pail of a human. I hate him. I actually texted my dad a month or two ago and said, I'm angry at you. And he said, why? And I said, because you weren't a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so I could do absolutely nothing and make a bunch of money as a sports analyst. And he was like, that's my bad. Like, what? It's just ridiculous. He just needs to shut up. And what's he going to do if we win tomorrow? He'll still have another excuse. It's not like he's going to give Jalen any credit because he half-heartedly backhanded complimented Jalen this week, but then at the same time he was still like, I still don't think he's top 5, but I hate him. He's just one of my least favorite. But you know what? As Jalen said it this week, I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. And I love that. And that purpose is ready to come to fruition tomorrow.
He's just a great leader. The kid's just got the perfect mindset to be a leader, and it's insane. Like, you can't hate him. You can't hate him unless your dad is a Super Bowl MVP quarterback and you're a joke of a reporter.
Yeah. Like Jordan, like, I know he's not here with us, but he said it last week, and he said it to me before. And it's not just for the camera. Like, he's a Cowboys fan, but he likes Jalen Hurts. Like, you can't not like the guy. He's a likable guy. He's one of the hardest workers in the sport. He just continues his craft. He doesn't feel it necessary to talk a bunch of smack. I love this week at Super Bowl Media Day, which we'll get to here in a second, when somebody said, I didn't think that, the Eagles would be here with you at quarterback. And he's like, you're not the only one. And he was just like, I just wanted to, man to man, I wanted to apologize to you. And he just goes, cool. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. Like, that's fine. Here I am. He's just, God, he's so, I love him. I don't want to go on a tangent, but he's just what you want.
Another Cowboys, it's not even just Jordan. My boss is a Cowboys fan, and he was sitting there, he's like, God, I hate that you have him. He is so lovable, and I just have to hate you for having him, but I don't hate him. And I was like, see, it's everybody. Everybody notices it, and everybody can see what kind of leader the kid is. He's insane for how young he is. He's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I have kids at work that are the same age. They're clowns. They're absolute clowns. They'd never be able to speak like that to a microphone.
No.
I swear.
And you know, as a Tennessee fan, like when he was at Bama, he was the same dude, and it was hard to hate him then too. Even playing for Bama, who's like the most hated football team in college football if you're not a Bama fan. And even then, it was just like when they took him out, we were watching that game together. When they took him out in the championship game, I said, I hate that they're doing this to him because he's just a likable kid.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, I wasn't happy when we drafted him because I figured it was going to create chaos, which it did, and ended up working out well. But it wasn't anything against the kid. He's just a likable kid. And now that kid has grown into the man that has led us back to the promised land. We're one game away. So one more, as he said. So you got anything else you want to add?
I think you guys summed it up perfect. Really.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you start this next one off. We all picked our Super Bowl MVPs last week. I'm sure that we know Jordan picked Travis Kelce, so he probably was going to pick Patrick Mahomes. Pretty easy pick for him.
I forgot he picked the Chiefs.
Yeah, he picked the Chiefs. So we went Jalen Hurts, you went Hassan Reddick. So who's your backup MVP?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. I want to see a big game from Brown, but I feel like if he has a big game, it's probably going to go to Hurts anyway. Yeah. So I'd say probably Hassan Reddick. He was pretty big in the Niners game. So if he could get a couple hits on Mahomes and who knows, maybe a loose fumble or an interception, I'd love to see that. But I'd probably take Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, I gotcha. Austin, yours is probably pretty easy, but
you think it would be. I was reading all week about different statistics and how each matchup is going to happen. I think Devontae Smith is going to feast tomorrow. It's not going to be A.J. Brown's day. It's going to be Devontae Smith's day. He's going to have the number 2. He's going to be beating them perfectly. It's just a matchup made in heaven for him. So you're like, oh, he's going to go either Jalen or Devontae. No, Josh Sweat. Sweat is my choice. I love it. I'm picking the other side. I'm picking the other side of this line. I'm sticking with my defensive game.
Defense all day.
Josh Sweat. It was about to be Javon Hargrave, but no. It's Josh Sweat and I have Hassan Reddick. Those are my 2 options.
Okay, I feel like I could go real cliche here and go with Hassan Reddick, but I'm not going to either. I'm gonna be original too. Give me Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell. He's been hot all playoffs long. I told you 2 weeks ago. I said put the ball in that man's hands. He's been good in the passing game. He's been good in the rushing game. I think if Jalen doesn't win MVP, Gainwell has a big opportunity to do it. He could run one in, catch one. I like it. I just like it as a little sleeper pick. I feel like I could also, if I'm going to pick a running back, I could go Miles Sanders. He had 2 touchdowns against the Niners, and Kenny G is only one of our 3-headed monster who didn't run one in against them. But he's due, and he looked real good against the Giants. He's been very, very important to this offense. So I'm going to go with Kenneth Gainwell, the pride of Memphis.
Kenny Gainwell is just the Corey Clement of 2022.
And Corey Clement had a huge game against the Patriots. So
that's why I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
He had that catch that was nasty in the end zone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see Kenny Gainwell doing it. He's got antifreeze in his veins.
Yeah, and Clement also, just reflecting on great times, the Philly special drive, he had that catch and run after catch to set us up in the red zone. So Kenny G's a similar player, and I think that we'll see us deploy him in that way tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. There you have it. So if you're a betting person, hammer that. Of course, this is going to come out after the Super Bowl, but hammer it anyway. So
see which one of us was right.
Yes. So Pro Bowl reflection is what we're going to talk about next, and we were talking about it a little bit. You left to eat, but Andrew just kept saying, what did you keep saying?
I hated it. I was not impressed. It was, I don't know. It seemed like playground football. It just, I don't know. It was guys in hats and snapbacks, and I don't know. I just wasn't a fan.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, like Jordan asked me last week, he said, how do you feel about it? And I said, this is not quenching my thirst for football. So, I mean, they looked like they were having fun, and that's great. But it was hard to watch. And then where they were doing like the quarters and or they do like the two halves, but it was like a quarter that they played. Well, they ended up playing four of those, and they were doing the games in between. Like it was to a point where I watched the first two of those games, and then left to go eat dinner. And then we stopped somewhere to pick up dessert, and there was a TV on there, and it was still being played. I was like, "How is this still being played? It's just being drug out at this point." So, Austin, you nailed it with that. You said you thought it was dumb, and it was not. It
Yeah,
wasn't
you
very
nailed that one,
entertaining.
for
Wasn't
sure.
very entertaining.
I hit it on the head. I watched the first bit of it, and I said, "This is garbage. I'm gonna go get food, guys." And I disappeared. I never turned it back on because I hated it from moment one. I hated it before it started. So
Yeah.
also, you had to deal with George Kittle talking into a microphone. That was enough.
Yeah. Did you see him singing in NFL honors?
Oh my God! Also, can we talk about stupid? What's her name?
Kelly Clarkson.
Oh my God, Kelly Clarkson, canceler.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Canceled. Effectively canceled.
She's canceled on this podcast. You will never hear Kelly Clarkson ever on here.
You probably would have never heard about her
promise
anyway.
that.
It's the only way she could get any notoriety. She's just like, oh, so it's some other trash team. And everybody was booing her, and she realized pretty quickly that the crowd was not on her side. It was like, we got.
Her dress looked like it was a trash bag covered in Cowboys jerseys.
So
which
trash.
Also should be used as trash bags.
Yeah.
Trash bag.
It's a bunch of different trash bags. So I guess at the end of the day, Pro Bowl sucks. Kelly Clarkson sucks. George Kittle, not a good singer. For anybody that saw that, it was rough. We were disrespected at the NFL honors, but we knew that was coming.
No one likes us.
We don't care. That's it. That's it. No one likes us. We don't care. I remember in the preseason hype video, Devontae Smith was wearing a short sleeve hoodie that said, "No one likes us. We don't care." And I have looked for it every day since then, it seems like, and it's nowhere to be found. They have shirts and they have long sleeved hoodies, but I don't know if Devontae's got the only one. Lord knows it wouldn't fit me. He's much thinner and more athletic than I am. But
it wouldn't even fit me.
No, it wouldn't fit you either. So, might fit you. Yeah, it might fit Andrew.
We can try.
But that sums it up. Speaking of clown shows, the Super Bowl Media Day. We should get to go to that.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they invite Pat McAfee and that crew, I mean, anybody should be eligible. Like, that's the open game.
Pat McAfee's pure entertainment. But did you see some of the dumb questions that were asked?
Oh yeah, like Nick Sirianni, which one of the players would you not want to date your daughter? My daughter is 4.
Just like none of them. That's weird. And, that was the most awkward question Nick Sirianni was asked, but surprisingly not the dumbest question he was asked. Coach, is Sunday's game a must-win game? No. What do you want him to say? No, the Super Bowl's not a must-win game. Are you out of your friggin' mind? Of course it's a must-win. Yeah, there's always next week when we're at home. Yes, it's a must-win game. You're there. He's like, no, we're good. We're just happy being here. Honestly, we've had a real good time out here in Arizona. It's ridiculous. Nothing from this media day tops Alshon Jeffrey in 2018. And I'm not going to repeat what he said because it's not family friendly. But if anybody who has not seen that interview is watching this podcast in the future, I highly encourage you to go look up Alshon Jeffrey 2018 Super Bowl Media Day because it's one of the funniest interviews you'll ever see. It's just pure comedy. So we're this close, man. We're this close.
Oh my gosh! Did you go? I just anticipation. It's through the roof right now. I'm just waiting. Hey, we have to sleep tonight.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, and we're gonna get up. I'm gonna go to church tomorrow because we need to put all the good vibes out in the world that need to be had.
They didn't go to church for the last two games. I can't.
I know. You can't change it now at this point in time.
It's off the limits. It's not allowed.
I'll send one up for you. For you. So.
Yeah. We've been. You can't mess with that superstition.
You can't. That's the thing about superstition in sports. It's just like, my sister-in-law texted the family group chat and was like, "What's everybody's plans for the Super Bowl?" And my mother-in-law responded, "I'm pretty sure James has to perform some ritual, but I think the rest of us are free." Like, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
You just saw me look up at the top of my screen there. I just got a text from my mom just saying, "Hey, we're meeting up at your grandma's house for the Super Bowl. I don't know if you would want to come, but we're going to be there." Yeah, no, that's not happening.
That's the last group of people I want to be around. Now, I was at my grandma's house the last time we played, but I'm not doing that this year.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we broke a chair. So
yeah, we broke a chair. Hopefully, I tried to find a crappy chair to break if we won, but no luck. So hopefully these dining room chairs we're sitting in right now will
sturdy.
we'll be able to survive tomorrow. We can't break the couch either because that would be bad. But as we transition to the end of the NFL season, because regardless of what happens tomorrow, season's over. So I've had multiple people ask me, "What are you all going to do?"
It's only 364 more days till hockey tryouts.
That's thank you, Happy Gilmore. But I've had people ask me, "What are you all going to do at the end of football season?" on the podcast, and the answer is talk about a bunch of other sports.
It's also only like 34 more days till free agency opens up.
That's true. So we'll have plenty of stuff to talk about there. I'm glad you said that, though. Speaking of free agency and trades and things like that, we will be talking NBA. And this week in the NBA, there was some pretty interesting shakeup.
Huge trades.
Which one do you think is going to pan out more? Kyrie to Dallas or KD to Phoenix?
KD to Phoenix. It's going to pan out more. It's more of a fitting lineup. The lineup's more sound. I think it's actually going to go they're going to go make some noise in the playoffs. They're going to go do their thing. Also, the fact that 43 second-round picks were traded yesterday or 2 days ago, that's crazy. What? 43? That's what? Stupid number of second-round picks.
My favorite thing with any of the trades, though, was D'Lo coming to L.A. and Patrick Beverley tweeting, like, the boys are back together. And then immediately he got traded. They're like, nope, bye.
See ya.
No, we don't want you here. So, also, I would like to quote Ben Simmons. Whatever, KD and him and Kyrie were set to play together in Brooklyn, it's going to be scary. Scary for you now, bud. Yeah. You're a loser. Have fun staying in Brooklyn.
All by yourself and your booty cheeks.
I literally, down on my notes, Ben Simmons' cheeks. So that's just straight up what it is. He is cheeks. So that's all I have to say about that.
He went 4-3-3 tonight, I think.
He's awful.
That's a record night for him.
Yeah, he shot the ball more than one. Well, no, he doesn't make free throws either. He's terrible.
He's scared of the rim. I mean, if it's open basket, he's terrified. He's passing out of that.
That's true. We'll also talk a little bit of hockey on here in the future, talk a little bit of baseball, in MLB and college baseball, because I'm a Mets fan and we will disappoint. But I'm also a Tennessee Vols baseball fan and we like to have fun. So a bunch of old people hate the Vols because they like to hit the long ball and flip the bat and watch it and celebrate their home runs by putting on a mink coat and a hat that says Daddy on it. And they're a fun team to watch. So, we've got some things that are coming in the future. That has been a question I've gotten for everybody who has reached out and made a comment about the pod and given us good feedback. I've got nothing but good feedback. People I went to high school with have messaged me and said that they enjoyed it. And I'm glad that we're reaching those people. Our following isn't huge, but, it gets bigger by the week. And the subscribers are going up, and if you watch this, please continue to subscribe. If you have friends that might like it, share it with them. It's going to be fun. Our hats have been shipped that we ordered as well, so hopefully those will come in soon, and we can see if we like those, and maybe we can put some merch on sale too, and just get that A2J2 brand out there for everybody to see. You got anything you want to add to end this pod, my guy?
No, I mean, yeah, I was going to add a few things, but you just kept going, and it was nailing all of them. So I'm excited as well. Excited to test out the merch. Hopefully that looks good, and we all like that. I'd love to rep the brand. want to get some hoodies and stuff like that eventually too. So I'm still looking into that as well. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped up.
Yep. Austin?
Oh, I'm just excited. I'm just happy. I've been sharing it with people. People telling me back, "Oh, it's funny, huh? You guys are pretty fun to listen to. I listen to it on my drive down to work." And I was like, "Oh, it just feels good. It feels good to
Yeah.
have people listening to our
Absolutely.
nonsense."
Yeah, exactly. Like we said when we started doing this, at the very least, even if nobody wants to listen to it, we are enjoying meeting every week and getting to talk sports and have this opportunity. So the fact that we do have some people listening is great. I want to take this moment right now to say big shout out to our boy Jared Holloway, who edited our video last week and has agreed to help us with our editing in the future.
Check this man out on Twitch. Jury plays games. He's affiliated. He plays games. His name's Jury, and he's entertaining to watch. He'll put on a show.
He is. And if you follow us on social media at A2J2 Pod on either Twitter or Instagram, he will be tagged in all of our posts whenever we post the new videos. So go ahead and give him a follow and give him your support too, because he's helping us out a lot, and we very much appreciate that guy.
Definitely.
Heck yeah.
So I think that pretty much does it. Like we said, it's going to be a short one this week. Lord knows we'll have plenty to talk about next week.
And to end it,
Go
Go
Birds.
Go
Always.
Birds.
As always,
Go Birds.
thanks for joining us. Go Birds.